Hi, this is Dave Bazar, and this is the latest. Today, I am here with Erica, Director of Food Safety at the Alma Company. Hi, Erica.
Hi, Dave.
We also have her able assistant, Taryn.
Hi, Dave.
Food Safety Technician, I believe.
Yep.
So today we're going to try to talk about something that we're very proud of. We just received, a couple months ago, our BRC certification. So tell us what that means, Erica.
So BRC stands for British Retail Consortium, and what it is it's a food safety management system that has standards that ensure that the product that you're producing is safe.
So we are BRC certified.
Yes.
And that is important because?
It's the right thing to do, really. The whole point of BRC, the ultimate goal, is to create a food safety and quality culture in your plant. And not just have these programs that you just carry out because you want to have this culture where you do it because it is the correct thing to do.
And it definitely, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. It's the way the entire world has been heading.
Yes.
Food safety in areas of the world that I think, they're concerned with food safety, and I don't want to name names, but China and who knows where you kind of wonder how safe their food is anyway, is very, very concerned about what we provide them is considered to be safe.
Yes, definitely. It's becoming a requirement, actually, for a lot of the customers where they won't do business with you if you don't have one of these standards. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be BRC, but it does have to be one of these standards that are in the GFSI scheme, which is the Global Food Safety Initiative.
The life of a food safety person. A lot of initials.
Alphabet soup.
So how did we get to BRC?
It was probably at least a good 2 years to get all of our ducks in a row with what we needed to get BRC. While we had a lot of the programs that we needed for BRC, we didn't necessarily have all of the documentation required. Because that is what a lot of BRC is. You have to have the documentation to back up the programs that you have in place. If we always like to say, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen.
Yeah, and if you think about that, that's kind of an interesting concept, right? So that means that's why you've got all these files behind us, all these boxes, right? Mm-hmm. So run through what's going on in each one of those files.
So each one of the binders or files is a specific program. One of the key elements of BRC that they're saying, if you don't have this, you don't have everything you need to be producing a safe product. So it ranges from traceability, being able to trace one step forward and one step back. For us, that means going back to which huller did our product come from, and then what grower did it then come from, what field it came from. You have to be able to produce all of that information per BRC.
And then going the other way, now it's arrived at your plant, what machine did it go through,
what processes here did it go through, and where is it eventually going to end up. I also have to be able to trace it to who I sent it to after it leaves here.
So this bigger part of the whole thing is this documentation, these files, this description of processes. Like you said, if it didn't get written down, it didn't happen. And then the other portion, I think, that you went through to get there was also some physical stuff, right, in the plant itself?
Yeah, there was things that we wanted to update to make sure that we were in line with what we were going to need to be able to produce this safe product. And while some of it was updating our machinery and stuff to make sure we have the best equipment possible, other of it was even structural. BRC requires that you have your floor sealed so that you don't have cracks in the floor where potentially bacteria could harbor, or even pests. Mm-hmm. So whether that's Indian meal moth, red flower beetles, ants, anything, you don't have an area for them to kind of thrive.
Travel through. Mm-hmm. Okay, ladies, so we've talked quite a bit about how hard it was to get to BRC, a little bit about what it was. Why don't we try to swing it into maybe where the growers, and I know they interact on all kind of levels with this, but why don't we pick one of these processes and just sort of focus in on what the grower is doing that then would help us in, say, what we're trying to remove. So I think what we've decided is let's try to look at foreign material, and in particular maybe metal. So what is your processes associated with removing and or identifying metal in our almonds?
So besides our sorting machines that we do have, we have additional ones that are specifically designed to remove metal. So we have some magnets in place on our sorting belts. We have x-rays, and we have a metal detector on pack line 1 specifically to ensure that we remove all of these metal pieces that can be hazardous to health if someone were to accidentally consume it.
Okay, so definitely we're going to have a binder on every one of those, right? Magnets, the x-ray, all of them are going to have to be calibrated, right? You go through quite a procedure for that's documented.
Yes, so we have to have it calibrated, but you also have to have documentation on monitoring it. Because if you just have it, but you're not really checking it, you wouldn't know if you have an issue or not. So while we do have documentation showing that it gets calibrated annually, we also have documentation where we're monitoring it daily.
So the staff in the plant itself will do something to then make sure that it's actually working?
Yeah. Okay. They have been trained to either, for the magnets, it's just collect their findings and report back what they're seeing. That way we know if it's an issue that's coming from the huller or from the grower themselves, or maybe it's an internal issue we have in the plant. Like if we had machinery that was rubbing and we're finding lots of fine metal contaminants.
Okay. So foreign material.
Yes.
Sharon, your specialty. So take a look at that, guys. Every one of those, or what do they represent? Some sort of magnet and a date and time?
Yep. So everything is from our pack lines. They're all labeled with our pack line, what line it came from, and then a time frame. Because we get so much of it, we kind of lump them together into one little bag. They come on, we get them from these inspection logs here, which is what our employees use to pull their findings. If there's a lot, they will send them in baggies like this. And this is all just our foreign material that we find through every bin that we run through our processes.
Okay, so let's say I'm a grower. And can you identify some things that maybe I've been sending in a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So we get a lot of bottle caps from specifically glass bottles,
okay.
Like this.
So if I'm a good grower, I'm following what? Good agricultural practices.
Yes.
Okay. And in that, I'm pretty sure it's going to say, look, you should have a metal and glass policy in your ranch, right? Whether that is, look, I don't allow anyone to bring glass, any of my workers. I don't want that anywhere near. Maybe I have trash cans outside the orchard so that they can remove that, right?
Yes. Preventative measures to eliminate or reduce a lot of this.
And more along that line of what the growers can do. I know you want an annual sheet, right, that they sign.
Yeah, just kind of stating their dedication to good agricultural practices. That's not only important for me and BRC, but it's also very important to the customer. They want to know that where this product is coming from someone who is engaging in these good agricultural practices, engaging in good management of pesticides, making sure that they're taking preventative measures to reduce aflatoxin. Aflatoxin is huge in Europe, something that they're very worried about. So, with your good agricultural practices, like getting rid of mummy nuts, all of that.
Pest control. to
Pest
try to
control to remove
lower the navel orangeworm to as low a
Exactly.
level as you can. Absolutely.
all of that would help with the reduction of aflatoxin.
And you're also, I know, getting a lot of requests for stuff that maybe fits a little outside the good ag product practices. Maybe it's contained in that, but it would be things like bee health, correct?
Yeah, a lot of the customers are very interested in what we're doing to promote the health of bees, of pollinators in general. A lot of them ask, like, do you have a certification in, what you're doing to help the bee population? I think it's something that's very important globally right now that a lot of people have been asking about. And on that same line, they are very interested in what we're doing in regards to sustainability. What is the grower doing at their level to ensure that they're giving back and helping the environment?
No, so any sort of feedback from growers is helpful. So anyone who feels like emailing us or sending us any sort of information, documenting or just expressing how they're dealing with that,
Yeah.
you save it in a file. I
Yeah.
know you do.
Yeah.
And I know you get requests on who and what and how are these people who are producing this product doing it, and are they doing it in a good way, at least
Yes.
how they assume that it is. All right, I think we've sort of covered the fact that we are BRC. We're proud of it. It was quite a while to get to there, and we're trying to continue to be a good steward of food safety.
Yes.
I should add that both of these ladies are also very proud, relatively new mothers.
Yeah.
So congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
So food safe and making the world a better place for our babies.
Ultimately, that's what food safety is you want to ensure that the product that's coming from you would feel comfortable with your family, your children eating it.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, let's close on that. Thank you, Erica and Taryn.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
This has been the latest.